Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Love Ashay, back at you with another video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, baby, go ahead and do that. Give this video a thumbs up and leave your girl a comment down below. Let's go ahead and get into this collective message. See, what's the vibes? What's the tea? What's the overall energy? What's going on in these spiritual streets, baby? So let's go ahead and tap in. So like I was saying in the intro, y'all, this is the first day of Mercury retrograde, but we are officially in retrograde season. So I just wanted to come on here and see what we need to know for our highest and greatest good. Keep in mind, this is a collective message. All right, what does the collective need to know for their highest and greatest good? All right. So we have the journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant lately, but everything is coming together. Your patience, strength, and perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. So this is I'm hearing the word promise, right? So this is a promise of a breakthrough, promise of a blessing. So you've been going through a lot of stuff, right? I mean, you've been going through a lot of shit right now. You've been, handling it gracefully is what I see here, okay? Because Spirit is highlighting that your patience, your strength, and your perseverance will soon be rewarded, okay? I'm seeing the angel number 555, also the angel number 1111. These could be numbers that you are seeing at this time, or these are going to be ways that your spiritual team is going to be communicating with you, letting you know that this wait is almost over. But specifically, the word that is standing out to me here is reward. Okay, so you have a reward that is headed your way for all the things that you have been going through. Spirit is acknowledging that this has been a bumpy ride. This has most definitely been a bumpy ride, but everything is coming together for your highest and greatest good. So keep your patience, keep your strength, and keep on persevering, okay? Because it will soon all pay off. Let's go ahead and get one more card. Spirit is like, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, so we have, I know that you have been questioning yourself lately and wondering if you are good enough, strong enough to do that which your heart desires to do. This message is here to remind you that you really are more than capable of doing it. Rise and take the leap of faith. So, there's, something that your spiritual team is coming forward and they want you to take action on it. Maybe you've been waiting for the dust to settle. You're saying, once I get these kids together, then I'll go ahead and take action on that. Once I get this legal situation together, then I'll take action on that. Once I get back on my spiritual shit, then I'll take action on that. And Spirit is saying, do it in the midst of chaos. Whatever that thing is for you, do it. Take the leap of faith. Initiate the change in the midst of chaos, in the midst of uncertainty. Somebody watching this video, you're wondering whether or not you can keep going another day. You're wondering whether or not you have enough strength to do that thing. You're wondering whether or not you are capable of taking that leap of faith. You're wondering whether or not your perseverance is going to give out on you. And Spirit is coming through right now to say, hold on, baby. The wait is almost over. But what you can do right now is, instead of questioning yourself about your worth, your value, how much more you can take of this, Spirit is saying, counteract that energy with doing what your heart desires. Counteract that energy of defeat by taking action on something. So Spirit really wants you to rise up and take a leap of faith with some type of situation in your life. Okay, let's dive a bit deeper. Let's go get affirmation. Let's dive a bit deeper. I'm going to pull 2 from this deck. Okay. All right. It's It's not your job to save anyone. You need you. All right? And be obsessively grateful. So some of you guys may be in this space right now where you are trying to bring everybody up with you. Take care of everybody. Do for everyone. And Spirit is saying right now, you need you right now. And that's why you feel so burdened. And that's why you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, because you're trying to do the work for people that don't want to do the work. Be obsessively grateful. Be obsessively grateful. Let's get some clarity on that. Be obsessively grateful. Because I just heard somebody saying, like, I really don't have nothing to be grateful for. Be obsessively grateful. What do they mean by that? Be obsessively grateful. Okay. Okay. A tough love message coming up here. Okay. We have death coffin coming out here. Like, baby, just be grateful sometime to be alive. Everybody, my grandma used to always say, everybody didn't wake up today. Everybody didn't wake up today. And then we have here, balance your emotions. So your spiritual team is coming through here right now, telling you to be obsessively grateful for the ability to pour into your own cup. Some of you guys don't recognize you've been such an anchor to so many people in your life that you don't understand the importance of pouring into yourself. Spirit is saying, I'm almost seeing this image that this is spirit. This is your spiritual team, right? And they are filling up your cup, but there's something depleting it. Something that is in this death card energy, right? Something that is literally dead that you are pouring your energy into is what I'm hearing. So you're being replenished by spirit and something is siphoning your energy, or you are pouring into something or someone that has no life, no substance, no growth. All right, let's get some clarity on that. All right. So, be mindful of where your energy is going, who you're pouring into, what you're pouring into, what you are entertaining at this time. Because they're talking about an energy leak here. An energy leak. And this is like giving me like a vampire, like energy drainer, like an energy vampire almost. Somebody who always has something going on. They always got a problem. They always got a reason why they need you. Let's see. Where's your energy going? Or what does your spiritual team have to say about this? Yeah, it says becoming the healer. You now have access to knowledge of traditional healing modalities, herbal remedies, energy work, and more. So you're a healer. And this is why people are drawn to you. I mean, come on now. I mean, you know that already. I feel like you know that already. You're a healer and you have these spiritual gifts. You have this knowledge and information. But there's something about containment. I'm hearing the word containment or boundaries that are coming through that your spiritual team is shining a light on. Just because you can heal or assist in someone's healing doesn't mean you have to. Just because you can help someone doesn't mean that you have to. Just because you can be a support system for someone doesn't mean you have to. I don't know who need to hear that. Spirit is saying lock in on your spiritual awakening. And that's how you're going to secure the bag. That's how you're going to secure these blessings. That's how you're going to reestablish your luck. Okay. And for some of y'all, this is why the ride hasn't been smooth for you, is because you've been trying to tag everybody and they mom and them along with you. You've been trying to, help other people elevate spiritually when you need to focus on you. I don't know who needs to hear that, baby. Focus on you. What did you focus on everybody else for in their healing? It's like every time, every time you learn something new spiritually, every time your ancestors, your spiritual team give you a download, you running to go tell somebody. Look what I learned. Look what I'm learning. Look, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Shut your mouth. Because all you're doing is letting these individuals know that you have access to this knowledge. That don't mean they're going to do the work. They definitely not going to do the work if you're going to do all the work for them. And now you wonder why every time they got something going on, they calling you. They're reaching out for your help, for your support, pulling on your light. What else, Spirit? Where's this energy being pulled from? Where's their energy being pulled from? Who or what is pulling from their energy, Spirit? Show us, please. All right. And look at this. This card fell out, y'all. So whenever a card falls out of the reading, for me, that's an indication of something that's hidden from you or something that's blocked from you, right? So you are in the abundance season. There's so much prosperity and stability, right? But this didn't want to come forward in your reading. This is something that's being hidden from you. This is something that's blocked from you, or this is something that you are trying to manifest, but you aren't listening to your spiritual team on what the messages are on how to achieve this said thing. So we're just gonna leave that over there because apparently y'all don't want to hear that right now. Okay. We have abandonment. It says, I am always left behind. So a lot of you guys, there we go. You know, we're going to always get to the root of it. Okay. We're going to get to the root of it. You felt abandoned in your life. You may have been abandoned by your mother. You may have been abandoned by your father. You may have felt abandoned by your family. You may have felt abandoned by your baby daddy. You're doing it by yourself. You may have felt abandoned by a certain friend. You may feel like people take advantage of you. And that's why you isolate yourself, because people don't treat you right. And because you have experienced abandonment in this life on such a deep level, abandonment by people that you have poured into so deeply to help heal them and help them to get their shit together, abandonment by people who you would never even think would betray you in that way. Now you scared to do the abandoning. Now you scared to walk away from somebody who's draining you. Now you scared not to answer the phone because what if this is a serious problem for this person? Now you're afraid to do the abandonment because you've been neglected. You've been deserted. Okay. That's what's going on. Look at that. Police law involved. Now this is interesting. It is. This is interesting. Okay. Spirit, why is the police or law involved? There may be somebody in your, I don't know, y'all. This feels spiritual. It can be somebody has something going on with the police or law and they trying to get you involved. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But this energy for me, let me just see. Oh my God. We're going to just keep it pushing. Okay. We just going to keep it pushing. Okay. I feel like somebody is involved in something. Okay. For everybody, it's not going to be police and law, obviously. Somebody could be going through some type of like something in the courts or something like that. But this energy feels like just police and law involved. Just an indication of somebody being in trouble. Right? And you being afraid to abandon this person. You being afraid to abandon somebody who is in trouble, in need. I want to get some clarifiers real quick. You know, I'm also hearing karma. This police law card is giving me I'm hearing karma. Somebody is wrapped up in their karma and they want you to come in as the healer, right? Remember, you're the healer, right? You're the healer. They want you to come in and save them from their karma. Oh, okay. And that's why Spirit was saying your abundance is blocked. Your abundance is blocked right now, baby. The prosperity is blocked, baby, okay? The stability is blocked for you right now. Ooh, because you're trying to save somebody from their karma. Like I said, and that's why your spiritual team was saying just because you can help somebody doesn't mean you have to. I just heard the words get into position. Let me see something. Okay. For some of you, I do feel like you've been on the outside looking in on this reading where you've already experienced this energy and this person, this energy vampire that's been trying to pull from your energy. You've already set boundaries with this person. You've already, set boundaries, and they're going through a lot. And maybe, because we are in retrograde season, you may be feeling a pull to get pulled back into this person's mess, Like, maybe I can't just answer the phone this one time. Maybe I can't just help them out this one time. Maybe, Spirit, I'm hearing, no, don't do it. This is karma related. Spirit, what else is going on? What do they need to know for their highest and greatest good? Because we also got the message about you needing to rise up and take a leap of faith. You needed to rise up and take a leap of faith. I want to know more about that, because I definitely know that it's tied to your, oh my God, y'all. I definitely know that it's tied to your abundance. This person's name could start with an N or a C. I just heard that. This person's name could start with the N or C, first or last name. Okay. That was very specific. Okay, let's see. I want to know more about this leap of faith. I'm actually going to pull from a different deck. Yeah. Issues with letting go of the need to cling to the outcome or expectations. So, honestly, what I'm hearing is this is somebody that, at one point you were very in love with this person. You could have been deeply in love with this person. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some more cards, but I'm just going to yell and talk. Yeah, you could have been like deeply in love with this person, and it just really, like, you hate to see them doing bad. You hate to see them not taking care of themselves. You hate to see them not leveling up. You hate to see this person in pain. You hate to see this person not living up to their fullest potential. Because you do genuinely love this person. And and that's one of the tricky things that I'll say, you guys, with, being a healer, is you have the ability to see so clearly what someone could be, right? You have that ability to just see, like, if you would just do this, you could have this. If you would just work on this, then you would be this way. But also a lesson for healers is you sometimes have to lead people to do their own dealing. Sometimes they don't want to heal. Sometimes they don't want to grow. They don't want to do the work. And you have to still lead with love and compassion, but also boundaries. And know when to walk away. Know when you have to just let them go through their karma. I want to pull some cards from this career and life oracle deck real quick, because that's what I'm being guided to do for the collective message. Let's go ahead and see. It's not going to be a long message today, y'all. What does the collective need to know for their highest and greatest good? Spirit, what's going on with this leap of faith? Leap of faith. Okay. Leap of faith. All right. Underneath the bottom of the deck, y'all, it says shedding. You are starting to outgrow your work situation. You need to set higher goals and standards. You work well in healing and medicine. Y'all, what? What? That's crazy. Y'all see that? Okay, that's crazy, y'all. But I mean, okay, can't make it up. All right. Let's see what's going on for your leap of faith that your spiritual team wants you to take. Okay, new life. You may get a fresh start or be called to bring a new perspective to your old job. You may also get a tempting job offer or a new place. Okay. And Spirit is talking about you taking that leap of faith for this new life, for this new opportunity that's coming up for you. You're more than, Spirit said this message here. This message is here to remind you that you are more than capable of doing it. So there's a new opportunity that's coming into your life that you may second guess whether or not you're capable of doing it. But you are. You're more than capable of doing it. And then we have here strategy. You need a step-by-step plan of attack to reach the next level. Get the advice of someone who's already where you want to be. And I don't know why, y'all, I just heard podcast. I don't know if somebody listens to a certain podcast, or you've been thinking about listening to like podcasts, or like it could even be like media, like YouTube videos or something like that. But go find somebody who's doing what it is you want to do, living the life that you want to live. Don't copy, right? You don't have to do everything, but just take notes from it, and then use that to create your own life that you desire. Okay. But this is about you being very strategic as you're moving into this new life. And that's why Spirit was coming through with you having these boundaries. And people are going to try to guilt trip you. I just heard that. People are going to try to guilt trip you as you're stepping into, you are becoming the medicine. You've always been the medicine, but now you're realizing it, that you're the medicine. That's what I just heard. You are the medicine. But now it's time for you to heal yourself and level yourself up. Okay. People are going to be gossiping about you, or people are already gossiping about you. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. They're gossiping about you because they don't have access to your energy anymore. You feel me? They don't have access to your energy anymore. So they're gossiping about what you got going on. Y'all, this card wants to come in a reading. Fame. You famous already. I did a reading on YouTube about this a while ago. But the fact that these cards, want to come into the reading, but this is something that you're not acknowledging, that your spiritual team is trying to bring into your awareness. You are in the abundance season and fame. And this doesn't necessarily have to be you being a celebrity or anything like that. This is you being well known for your medicine, for the gift you have of healing. Because, baby, one thing about you and two things for sure, you know how to let it go. And this is like you fighting the final boss is what I'm hearing right now. You're fighting the final boss right now, baby. You're in the last chapter of this thing, okay? You're almost to the finish line of this thing. It's this one final little boss that you gotta let go of it. It's not about you trying to fix the person. It's not about you trying to come to some type of agreement. It's about you letting go and releasing. And some of you guys I'm hearing as well, just understanding that that's just who they are. And that's how they're going to be. And it's not going to change. And you moving on with your life. That's how they're going to be. Okay. Yeah. What did I say? What did I say? Wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right. A lot of you guys dealt with a lot of neglect, emotional or physical neglect by your caregivers. So you try to make sure that you're compassionate and you're loving and you're like, give what you weren't given, like that's a big thing I feel with your energy. You really just want to give to people what you weren't given. You are isolated in this season for a reason. You are being isolated in this season for a reason. I don't know who needs to hear that, but you're being isolated in this season of your life for a reason. Next cards we have out, it says your enemies have only one thing in common, you. So it's going to get to the point to where Spirit is saying you're going to have to start moving strategically again here, because these folks are going to start trying to work together to tarnish your name, to speak poorly about you. These same people who you have helped, these same people who you have assisted, you've been there for them. Spirit is saying, get ready. I just heard that clear as day. That's the message. Get ready for betrayal. I'm surprised we didn't even pull the tarot cards. The Seven of Swords energy is definitely get ready for the betrayal. But just understand one thing. Baby, don't take it personal. You had to see it. You had to see it. Here we go. Heart chakra. Ancestral wounds affect love, compassion, and relationship. And I was saying something about like having love and compassion earlier. I said something about that. And again, I feel like this goes into, like I said, you having a lot of wounds around the heart chakra, where you didn't experience a lot of love and a lot of compassion, and you had difficult relationships in your life. And so you always try to give people the very best, point blank period. I ain't got to try to find no fancy way of saying it. Point blank period. But now it's time for you to let go. All right. What else is going on here? Get ready for the betrayal. Jeesh. Yup. This message is for the chosen ones. Okay. Yep. Karmic toxic masculine. So for some of y'all, this is a karmic toxic masculine here that is going to betray you, or that has already betrayed you. Take it as it may. Like I said, I was picking up on this energy of somebody who you really put a lot of interest into. You put a lot of love into. You put a lot of time into. You gave this person a lot of patience. You tried to persevere through this relationship, and there's a part of you that really you're just holding on. And it may not even be that you physically holding on to this relationship. It's more so that you, I don't know how to say this. I'm just going to say it. The energy that you're putting out towards this person is not the energy they're sending you. The energy that you are putting out is not the energy they are sending back to you. They don't wish the best on you. They hope your next relationship fails. They hope you can't pay your bills. They hope you don't get that raise at your job. They hope you never mend that relationship with your dad. They hope you can't buy school clothes next month. They hope your car breaks down. They hope your beauty starts fading. And you're over there like, oh my God, if only that he would just get it together. If only he would just heal from his father wound. If only he would do this. He just needs a little more love. Love and compassion and patience. The energy that you're giving this person is not the energy they're giving back to you. I ain't saying you got to walk around with hatred in your heart, but put your energy into something else. Something that's going to benefit you. What we got here? Okay. We got lack of accountability, the blame game. Yeah, this person ain't going to take accountability. They're not going to take accountability for their life. They're not going to take accountability for the things that are going wrong. This person is going to be like this. They lack accountability. It's going to constantly be this back and forth with this individual. With this karmic toxic they're not going to take accountability. Unresolved past traumas are influencing your present. Seek healing and closure. Release the past to move forward. For some of y'all, this has to do with your childhood. Like I said, you didn't get a lot of love. You didn't get a lot of compassion. You didn't get these things growing up. And so subconsciously, you're pouring it into this person because you see that their inner child is wounded versus healing your inner child. But you have to have the courage, Mars, to move forward, to keep going. Again, that's why Spirit was talking about balance your emotions, and you pouring into a dying garden. Okay? Pour that energy into you. Pour that healing into you. Have some respect for yourself. You deserve it. You've been through enough. This journey hasn't been easy for you. Why would you think you deserve anything less than the best in love, in money, in career, in your business? Come on. Because like what? Look at that, y'all. Underneath the bottom of the deck. Neglect. Emotional and physical neglect by caregivers. Like I said, you've experienced that. Or maybe that's a shared trauma between you and this other person. Y'all both experienced neglect from y'all, growing up. And that's why, you feel you have this attachment to this person. Okay. Yep. Look at that. So this person is finna come in. Someone is trying to manipulate your trust. Someone is trying to manipulate you. Trust your gut and keep your distance. They're going to try to manipulate you and tell you, man, you still such and such. Man, remember we grew up together? Man, remember we used to do this? Man, remember we had this going on? Remember we have this? So like somebody's going to be coming in trying to resonate or trying to get you to connect back with them. But it's a version of you that is shedding, that does not exist anymore. Yeah, I used to play them type of games, but I don't play them games no more. Yeah, I used to be doing this and wilding in the streets, but I don't do that no more. Yeah, I used to be cutting up out here in the club. I don't do that anymore. That's not me anymore. They're going to be trying to throw it up in your face to try to remind you of who you are. And that's not who you are anymore. And so that's why Spirit is talking about you setting these boundaries again. Okay. You struggle to release old patterns, beliefs, or attachments that no longer serve your good. Okay, so at this point, the same messages keep coming out. We're going to go ahead and close out. Okay, y'all. I'm going to just put this card here, but we ain't going to talk about it because I ain't trying to get into all of that. Y'all see what it say. Now, this could be a spiritually transmitted disease, or this could be a sexually transmitted one. Take it as a resonate. Whoever it's for, you're going to know what it's about. Baby, do not be laying in bed with this person. Look, underneath the bottom of the deck, y'all, I cannot make this up. Cannot make this up. Cannot make this up, y'all. No, don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So I think that's going to be it, y'all. Be your own boss. The gift of courage to step out of the matrix and pursue your passions. So this is how we're ending this message. Your spiritual team, you need to be in the season of isolation, okay? There's a lot of abundance. There's the season of abundance that you are in transition. I feel like this card came out in our previous reading that we did. I don't remember, but we were talking about, I think, being in transition in between seasons. And so what I'm seeing here, because this card did actually come out in the reading, is that you are becoming your own boss. Because you now possess the courage to step out of the matrix and pursue your passions. Whatever that might be, but you got to take that leap of faith. And so when you get ready to take this leap of faith into this new life, there's always going to be resistance. There's always going to be dusties, okay? There's always going to be old family members, okay? There's going to be old friends. That's what the retrograde season is, to see if you really ready to let go. Yeah, they talk about exes coming back, old friends coming back, old things. We get that. But that shit don't matter to you if you ain't going back to it. So are you really about the growth? Or are you just going to settle? You're just going to be stuck. You're just going to stay letting other people drain your energy. Because a retrograde ain't nothing but a thing when you got a vision. A retrograde ain't nothing but a thing when you got purpose. A retrograde ain't nothing but a thing when you got God. A retrograde ain't nothing but a thing when you got boundaries. Okay? Underneath the bottom of the deck, a spiritual gift activation. If you can maintain your boundaries during retrograde season, you're going to have access to so many of your spiritual gifts. And those spiritual gifts are going to help you to step into your season of abundance. That is it. That's the message, you guys. I love y'all so much. Let me know in the comments how it resonates. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Ashe.